On April 17th, 1964, history was made. There was a new standard in the car revolution. There was a new kid on the block. It was fast, it was fresh, and it was one of a kind. Fast forward to today, car designers, innovators are still going back to that day and going back to our roots for their upcoming designs. Welcome to the channel and YouTube. I've got a confession to make. I bought a sports car. Yes, the Jeep kicked the bucket and it was time to move on. So come with me, let's go for a walk and let's go take a look at what I picked up. So what sports car did I buy? Well, before we get into that, let's talk about 1997, as a lot was going on. Steve Jobs returned back to Apple, the Titanic was released, and George Clooney was named the sexiest man alive. I bet you didn't know that, but I'm dating myself now, so let's keep going. 97 also was a very significant year for myself. It's when I bought my first car, 1989 Firebird. This thing was a beast, it was amazing. It had T-tops, it got a lot of looks, and those were some of the best days of driving in my life. So when my Jeep started to kind of fall apart, I wanted to get back into that. So with no further ado, I want to introduce you to Stacy, 2022 Ford Mustang GT Fastback. The beast of the V8 engine, 5-liter, pumps out 450 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. This model features the performance pack, which includes some great features like the Brembo 6-piston brakes, performance gauges, strut tower balance, suspension adjustments, and so much more. The car is featured in the very beautiful Atlas Blue, which really stands out, but in a classy way that will stand true for many years to come. As we focus on the front of the exterior, again, what I love about this is it's just an aggressive, it's mean, it's got a beautiful front facade, but at the same time, keeping the curvy look. Again, that went true back to the 1964 Fastback. The air grills and everything aren't just for decorative, there actually is a function with them. The air comes in and through the hood vents comes out and does the whole cooling of the system. As we come around the brakes here, the front wheels, these are 19 inches. This is the DAI Humas rims. They're my winter set, so as I get over to the summer, I'll switch them up. But we do have the Brembo 6-pin piston brakes, which again will stop you like that. Moving on, this car is truly amazing at night. We've got the ambient pony light shining on, we've got the interior lighting, and I'll show you a little bit later of that. But one thing that I love about this vehicle, the beautiful machine, is this detail here, and this is truly going back to the Fastback roots in 1964. Just that curvature, very clean. Moving on to the rear, we got the sequential tail lights, another nice feature, and most of all, we've got an actual decent sized trunk. Now this trunk will fit a size of golf clubs, a paddleboard, you name it. It's great. Full groceries from Costco, and actually even fits a whole human body. As I said, a whole individual. How am I going to get out of this? I have no idea, but that's not the point. So again, great ride for that. Now, coming on, let's take a step into the driver's seat. So we're here in the Ford Mustang, and just before we get into the details of everything, the attention to detail that Ford put into this is amazing. From drive to drive, I'm always discovering new little accent features or just the attention that they put into it. And like I said, overall, I've been just blown away with it. So again, as we kind of run kind of from left to right with the features, you got your standard power locks, you got your powered windows, etc. We do have our automatic lights over here, and honestly, I would just leave them onto auto all the time. They have auto high beams, so again, you're in those dark zones, you're not constantly turning your high beams on and off, and that's just amazing. This is our digital cluster, and we'll get into that in very in depth in a later video, but you'll see it when we fire up the car here. Standard steering wheel, again, beautiful pony right in the middle. We've got all our settings, our buttons right at our fingertips as we're driving. As we come across here, this is part of the performance pack, these 2 gauges, and I just love this gunmetal feature versus like a standard carbonized gray. So again, just the attention. We do have the Ford Sync 3 application, does CarPlay, Android Auto, and this is where, again, the attention to detail and the little features I love is the toggle switches. And this was all inspired from kind of a jet fighter look that Ford was going. Yes, I did go with a manual transmission, but you can of course get an auto. I find the connection between the ride of a manual and an auto is just is different. You know, you become one with the car, you have control, and it's amazing. We'll go over that. Okay. Moving on, we've got the Mustang logo on there, and 2, you'll see as we go on around, we've got this beautiful blue stitching, and that was part of this package with it. The glove box is decent size. You can see my fuzzy dice in there, but I also have a separate drop down for my manual, which is great. So as far as CarPlay and everything goes, you've got a USB cable in the front there, and also a USB cable down in there. Okay, doesn't matter which one you connect to, you're going to connect to CarPlay. Okay. As for how many in this car, well, essentially it fits 2 comfortably, but it also does have room for 2 in the back. Now, I kind of find around the 5'3" is kind of the maximum height that you want to work with. I'm 6 feet. I'll demonstrate what it looks like to get into the back seat and how comfortable it is. Like this. So overall, I am very comfortable. If I wasn't 6 feet tall, this actually would be a really cool ride, but essentially I am touchy. But like I said, if you're around that kind of 5'6" or anything on a lower mark, it's actually really comfortable, and anything below that it's great. So in order to get out, simple switch. So you've seen the interior. Let's go for a drive. Beautiful. So one thing I was telling about the different drive modes is if I go into the mode button, I can set to normal, sport, and the digital cluster automatically starts to change what it is to track mode, drag strip mode, and snow and wet mode. And I'll go into the modes and everything in a more detailed video, but for the time being, we're gonna go for a drive. Speed limit, just the power this thing has, and the sound is amazing. So the thing I love, like I said, with 450 horses to this, you just feel that when you hit around that 4,000 RPM, it's truly amazing. That's where you find the real power kicks in. And she just goes. The thing I love the most about the drive is clearly the sound. Like, here we give it a go. Just that that moment right there, it gets you every time. And Yeah, you want to feel young? Yeah, that does it. That horsepower, that thrill. It is so responsive. You know, when you're a low RPM, that's one thing, but if you kind of around the 4,000, boom, and it just goes. Another fine feature that this has is the Rev Match. So rather than doing the standard toe tap for your clutch and your gas and everything, you can go. And already, I think, you know, for having this in such a short time, you know, the looks and the conversations, and I've had it just at the gas station, or you know, just stopping for quick groceries or something like that is truly, yeah, it's rewarding, it's special. You know, everyone somehow has been connected to a Mustang in their years, throughout life. I wasn't a big fan of the ones that were in the 90s, and that's probably why I went towards the Firebird Camaro look and everything. But when the 2015 came out, I was sold. And like I said, it went right back to the original roots of it, and that's what I wanted to see. Oh, there we go. We got to look right there. We'll take it on the highway. We'll give it a go there. Check it out. That's when you really see the power on it. So we're about to hit a highway here and really show you the power of it. So I'm going to downgrade. All right. Bring her in. Give that car a little bit of space. Here we go. It is a 6-speed manual, so it gives you an extra 6 gear, unlike the older generations. And again, great cruiser. One thing for gas mileage, it's not bad. It's not great, but you know, in the city I get about an average of kind of about 18 miles per gallon in the city, and then about 25 on the highway. So it's not bad. It's very similar to what my Jeep actually gave me, and it was running a V6 at it. So with technology changing, it's not a bad thing. So even on the highway, it still has that nice pull. And again, even at low RPMs, I'm at 3,000 right now, and just the lightest touch, you can feel it go, and it's amazing for that. There's definitely no lack of power. You know, you need to get in that gear shift to fire past somebody. It has it there. But keep in mind, with this amount of power in it, do be cautious. Like I said, you can quickly spin one of these out like no tomorrow if you don't watch yourself, and that's yeah, so drive responsible. So in summary, this is it. This is the 2022 Ford Mustang GT Fastback. It is an amazing ride. Couldn't ask for anything more. The beautifulness, it's something that'll last for years to come. So yeah, so until next time, guys, drive safe.